Hi, I'm Wes Allen with DM Tales, and today I'm going to be looking at Numenera Destiny. Let's roll it. I also want to give a shout out to my patrons for helping me support the channel. You make it possible for me to do things like buy new games, have a website, and make sure that I'm more and more involved in this community. If you're not able to support me on Patreon, I invite you to like, subscribe, and share. All those things help me make sure that my videos are going to get seen by more and more people, and that really helps out the channel. Numenera Destiny shares a lot of DNA with its partner book, Numenera Discovery, which is really the starting point for this version of Numenera. In fact, the two are sold in a box set, which I will talk about a little later in this quick look. Both of the books share the same general construction and layout. It's got that notch case binding. It has the excellent interior design. And if you want more details on it, you can check out my Numenera Discovery review that I did a few weeks ago. Suffice to say that all the cool things from Numenera Discovery are in here. It's got the same margin notes, the same accent colors for the different sections, and the same superior interior layout. It is a really well put together book, and it's a joy to look at. So what does Numenera Destiny add to the game that's not already in Numenera Discovery? Well, as the name implies, it is about building something, of moving forward and helping the Ninth World become an appropriate successor world to the worlds that came before it. So in old school play, this a lot of times would have been called domain level play, but here in Numenera, it's a little bit more intimate than that. It's more like community level play. It's about building up a community itself and trying to establish it inside the Ninth World and allowing it to thrive and grow. And it's not just about building the community, it's also about building different devices and Numenera itself. In fact, it adds a new form of Numenera called Iotum, which is necessary to make some of the more intricate components and things like installations, and it can also be used as a form of currency in certain areas. So it's an interesting add to the game, and it's something that the players can be sent out to salvage from time to time if they want to build a really nice installation that's going to keep their community safe. But the community building itself really takes front and center stage. Like everything else in Numenera, a community has a level. It's called rank in this instance. Typically it's from 1 to 5, and there is a really good chart that shows you how the rank is oftentimes based on the population of that settlement. It's a really nicely put together system, and I like that there's overlap in the different ranges because it shows that just because a lot of people live somewhere doesn't mean that it's a fully functional or thriving environment. So that's an interesting level of complexity inside the game. Each community also has stats. This includes government, which is not really a stat, it's more like the type of that community. And it includes things like infrastructure and health and armor. These are ways that you can display the community's functionality or power level inside the game. Your health, for example, is usually your community's target number. So if you are a rank 3, you would times that by 3 to get the target number, and your health would be 9. Your damage inflicted is oftentimes just your rank. So if you're a rank 3 community and you do damage or go to battle against another community or a horde that is coming after you, you would do 3 damage to your opponent on a successful attack. Another thing that communities have are modifications, and these are a lot like character skills. So if a community is based on certain ideologies or they pursue certain interests, they have a benefit to pursuing any task that's related to that idea. So if you have a community that's built up of merchants, for example, they can actually pursue trading agreements at a level higher than their current community rank. It's real basic and streamlined and simple. I'm not entirely sure that I like it, but then that's mostly because I'm not totally into community level or domain level play. I want to be out there exploring something. So I appreciate what Monty Cook has done with this community level activity, even if it's not something that I'm necessarily going to go after to play right away. Very well thought out. But what I think really excels inside this community level play is this thing called long-term play that gets added into the mix. This is an alternative way of just dealing with long-term projects without having to handwave and say, well, this amount of time passes, or we're just going to go off and explore why this is built and we're going to go do interesting things. It gives the players something to do. They can pursue certain tasks during this long-term play that are going to have benefits for both the characters and for the community itself. You can gain XP, you can practice one of your skills to level up in that skill, and you can apply things that are going to give the community benefit and help them upgrade their rank or some of their stats. It's a very interesting way of dealing with long-term play, and it gives the players something to do, which I like. The other cool thing about long-term play is that it can be interrupted. So if the players go out on a mission, they're trying to negotiate a treaty with a bandit group that's nearby, and they want to have them kind of come into the fold and stop blocking trade so they can all benefit together. It's a very Numenera Destiny concept. What if that negotiation fails and they have to get back to their town? Well, now you're going to be dealing with things like ambushes, or maybe there's an armed horde behind you. And this is going to shift then from community level play to character level play to resolve that issue. And then when that's done, you can go right back to community level play while your big projects are being worked on. I love how Numenera is flexible in general, but the way that they've added this in to make long-term projects be interesting for the table without having to say, oh, it's magic, time passes. I really appreciate it. It's well done. And like I said, I'm not all that interested in doing community level play, especially just getting started in the system. This is something I would probably work my way into as I got more comfortable with Numenera itself. But if I ever did it, long-term play is what makes the community-style play a whole lot less tedious. I appreciate it. So if this is all about community-level play, is there anything in this book that is player-facing? And oh boy, is there. The first pretty much half of the book is all player-facing, including the first 100 pages, which is basically all specifically character-driven stuff. In fact, there are 3 more types that get added to the game inside Numenera Destiny. They are the Arcus, who are kind of like the diplomats and born leaders of the Ninth World. And then you have the Right, who are the people who are building cool Numenera devices and maybe even installations to make the community a lot stronger. And the Delves, who are these intrepid explorers who just want to go find some place that has never been seen before and bring back what they find. These are really cool additions to the game, and I do like the way that these 3 character types are tied to the idea of being near a community. Like, they're bringing back the Iotum to make the cool installations, and the Rights are building the stuff that puts this community on the map, and the Arcus is the one who's leading it in order to help the place grow and thrive and become a wonderful setting for other folks to live and breathe and move. It's really fascinating the way that they built that in. But it's not just the 3 types that they've added to the game. They've also added new descriptors and new foci. In fact, they have added 35 new descriptors. That's the adjective in the I am an adjective, noun, who verbs that blend really well with the discovery rules. And then it adds 30 new foci. That's the verb in I am an adjective, noun, who verbs that expands the potential for character build. These are nice additions to the game, and I like the way that you can blend them with Numenera Discovery without breaking anything. In fact, when I'm running a new campaign or I'm going to start a new one-shot soon of Numenera, I will allow them to use the foci and the descriptors from Destiny. Not sure about the types yet, but it's right out there. Nothing breaks by adding this to Discovery. And in fact, the Numenera Player's Guide, which has been out of stock in print but is available in PDF right now, I have talked to Monty Cook Games. They are planning on bringing this back into print rather soon. This includes all 6 of the types from both Numenera Discovery and Destiny, as well as all of the descriptors and foci. So if you want to play a game of Numenera and people are using this, well, that's pretty much core rule. Worth adding to the game, and they're really worthy additions. Do you need Numenera Destiny in order to play a full Numenera game? Not really, no. I mean, if you want to just play with Numenera Discovery, you've got everything that you need, and that should be enough. In fact, that's the game I'm basically going to play myself. But if you are into community building and you want to go out into the unknown and kind of build your own base or a settlement where people can grow, Numenera Destiny has some really cool rules for you. And for folks who like crafting, this is a core part of Destiny, and it's something that should be right up your alley. So if you are someone who likes those things, you really should pick up Numenera Destiny to play in the Ninth World. And if you're not someone who enjoys those types of things, like it's not really my favorite way to play the game, is it not worth picking up then? Well, I would say there's a ton of character-facing stuff in this book. Like I said, almost half the book that's really worth picking up. The new types, the new descriptors, the new foci, they are all player facing. And that's not even mentioning things like new ciphers and new artifacts which get added to the game inside Numenera Destiny. There's even plans, which is another form of Numenera that's about building installations inside a settlement. And you could say that's limited to community level play, but not necessarily, because you can encounter an NPC who wants to build something. You can kind of hand wave the rules a little bit, but say, I need this type of item in order to be able to create my installation. Go get it. And off you go. There's your adventure. So all the things that are player facing inside Numenera Destiny are really worth having, even if you don't want to pursue community level play. And I think that is a fantastic design. Monty Cook has really hit it out of the park with this system. So where can you pick up Numenera Destiny? I think the ideal way to pick it up is actually part of the box set with Discovery. You can get that from Monty Cook Games' website right now for $119 or $129 with the PDF included. You can also pick it up as an individual book in case you picked up Numenera Discovery by itself. And you can also get that at Monty Cook Games' website for $59.99 or $65.99 with the PDF. So you do get a little bit of a discount when you purchase both books together. So folks will say, hey, that's a premium price. Yeah, Wizards of the Coast is also increasing the cost of their books in the coming year because it's more a reflection of where printing costs and how much paper cost at this time in our history. So it is a premium price, but it's a premium product. It's really well designed. The artwork is gorgeous. The construction, while not the traditional stitch binding, it is that notch case binding, is durable. It's going to last for a really long time, and it's worth having on your shelf. It is a premium product at a premium price, but it is also an exceptional game. This is something that if you're interested in Cipher System or Numenera in particular, you really want to have on your shelf. So what's up next for me? Well, I had planned on doing a short hiatus in July because I need a break between doing reviews and lists and sharing different videos and then doing live streams. I'm tired, and it's just a nice way to take a break. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Might throw out a couple of small videos here or there just to show folks what's going on, but this breather is going to be good for me as I move forward. I am taking with me in my hiatus Scum and Villainy and Forbidden Lands, which are over my shoulder there on the shelf, and I'm going to be looking forward to delving into those so that I can get ready for my reviews when I come back. That's going to be a lot of fun. So until we see each other again, folks, remember, happy playing, everyone.